Hey there, Soul Shines. It's Michelle here, and I'm inviting you to wake up and be you. I decided to change my tagline a little bit, and I love it. I wanted to share with you a video, and so I got all dolled up today. It's like actually official. I have my laptop set up. It's a little awkward. I think I have to look right here. But right now, every once in a while, I probably will look at the screen for the purpose of this video. Today, I've been thinking about how I want to share with you guys about planners. It's at a time of year where new planners are coming out. You know, January is less than a month away. We have this craving to have order in our lives and to come up with productivity tools. And some people, they pick up a regular everyday planner and they just succeed, and it's amazing. But then there are people like myself. I'm highly intuitive. I'm a free spirit. I am multi-passionate. I have so many things going on, so many desires and everything. And it's really easy to get overwhelmed. It's really easy to think, oh, that's fantastic. I'll pick up a planner and do great at it, and then drop the ball. I'm like, some of my planners, I've lasted like 2 weeks. So this is my journey, and I wanted to share it with you because I feel like a lot of people that watch me might actually find benefit from this. So I'm going to talk to you about my planner journey. So I didn't do the planner thing in high school. I was very good at remembering dates, birthdays, phone numbers, that kind of information. My brain just kind of held on to all that information until I had kids. And then all of a sudden, my brain wasn't holding on to the information anymore. I wasn't remembering the things that I had to do. Not to mention, when you have kids, there's that many more things to do. And so my brain kind of went. And so I started being interested in planners. And so I'd find one that was really cute. And I'd think, oh, that's great, I'll do it. And so I'd work on, or, I wouldn't get very far in it. I would, for whatever reason, I would stop. And I even tried like things that you could color in just to see if that would work. And nothing worked. Until a few years ago. In fact, it was in July of 2017. I came across, let's see if I hold it over here. There we go. I came across this book. I went to an event, a retreat, and the lady, her name is Carrie Klingo, and it's called the Spin of Life Journal. And so this was the first time that I actually was successful in a planner. I have 4 of these. So pros and cons. Okay, so one pro is that I used it for almost a year. A con is this one's from July 24th to September 17th. I didn't like how big it is, and this isn't even as big as it was. So let me tell you a little bit about this. Okay, so it's divided into 3 parts. The first section, which I've taken a lot of papers out of, is mind, body, and spirit, is how she divides the 3 sections. One's about the mind, one's about the body, and one's about the spirit. The first section is the spirit section. And the spirit section is a place for God. It's a place where you write down, like, journal things with God. If you have dreams, you can use this section for dreams, and you write it down. And so I have some papers are literally blank. It's really good paper. It's really blank. But I got frustrated, and the reason why this isn't as fat as it was is because I was like, okay, I still had quite a chunk of paper left when I ran out of the section for the planner. And so I cut the paper out section to journal things with God, which was, I loved it. I loved that I carried around with me a planner, a journal, where I could just do, write down my conversations with God, or the inspirations from God, or if I did have a dream. The second section is the mind section. This is the section that you do your planning in, your like regular planning in. And she kind of has in the front here, in the front of this section, a little guideline that you leave like the top section. You put your date and you put a message from God. You can put a scripture in there. You just kind of tune in intuitively, say a prayer, and what does he have for you to do. And then you also put in your you draw in your own lines, and you divide it in half, and you on one side you put your like top priority 3 things, which for me was powerful because I tuned in intuitively what are the most important things for me to do. She has this amazing story where she was doing that, tuned in, and got told she needed to pay her Visa bill. When she went to pay her Visa bill, it was the last day before it would be a late charge. And it was to her a testimony that God's in charge of the little things. So I asked him for the 3 things, and then I'd write them down. I'd also list some of the other things that I think I needed to do, but my top priority were the 3 things. That's not new. Like, we hear that all the time. Pick your 3 things, right? And then you just kind of could use it how you wanted. And so what you would do is on the one side, like, you'd open it up, and on one side that's where you did your planning, and you'd leave this side blank for notes. Just notes throughout the days or whatever to remember. You can make your shopping list there, whatever. So part of her intention with this is teaching you that we are, as women, we're feminine beings. The feminine doesn't like all the lines. It doesn't like the structure. That's a masculine aspect. The reality is we both have feminine and masculine within us. And some of us lean more towards the feminine, which is why planners are such a struggle for us. And those who lean more towards some of the masculine energy actually really thrive on a schedule and the planners. So it was kind of, here's this, you don't have any lines, and so your feminine can go crazy with it. That was her theory. And then the last section is what she called the body section. This was basically a full-on journal. Where you would journal things, take notes at a meeting, something like that. Again, it was a section that I didn't use all of it up in, and so I took the paper away. So I had the 3 things. I loved the fact that I was carrying my journal with me, and I could write in my journal whenever I wanted to. I loved the fact that I had so much freedom on my pages, and I could do what I wanted with them. I didn't love how big it was. I didn't love the fact that I would finish up a section and be done. I didn't love that I was having to get a new one every 3 months. Okay? But it was super powerful, and it led me into actually using a planner every day, or at least most every day. So that was my first success in a planner, right? And then I found dot grid journals. And so this was my first dot grid journal. I loved what it says. It says follow your dreams. I love the color. This was actually fairly enjoyable. I started out doing some research and trying to do some of the bullet journaling. If bullet journaling works for you, awesome. I liked the fact that the dots gave it an aspect that I could tune into drawing those lines from the masculine, but I also still had complete freedom like the blank pages. So I followed some of the things. I had, at first, I was I don't know if you can see this, but this section right here is kind of following that same plan. Trying to do that same divide things up, have space for notes thing. I made myself a year at a glance, which has evolved over the time, but I realized that I really liked that. This, I was trying to track savers, because if you follow the Bujo movement, hashtag BUJO bullet journal, you will see a lot of people doing habit trackers, and they'll do these month habit trackers. So it was really fun because I got a lot of really pretty things, but I lasted on this plant, I lasted to here, did not make it all the way, the flower just the middle, this the bottom, I really didn't last very long. So I learned something about myself. I actually don't do well. This is my affirmation page. I didn't get very far. My gratitude page, I got 13 gratitudes on there. No, this is affirmations. This is gratitudes. I don't do well with the monthly concept of bullet trackers. So I put my trackers either within the week or on the page itself, like the daily page. Something I learned about myself is that I do better if the smaller chunks of time I can plan. And that was pretty cool. I had things that I crossed out, which is why I'm loving the new journal that I went into. Just, there's a whole bunch of things that I never used. Gorgeous, gorgeous page that I never used, because this lasted me from April of 2019. So this has been a good year for things. And I ended it in July, and I never got to my Christmas shopping. So my Christmas page I didn't use. And got kind of frustrated that I have to redo these cute little spreads that I love and I think are amazing, but I have to redo them in every planner. That was frustrating. A lot of pages that I wasn't using. Towards the end of it, I got to some of the things that kept me going. I drew pictures in it, so I drew both of these pictures. And drawing pictures in my journal helps me want to come back and look at the pictures. I really like this flower one with the bee. That's really fun. And then these ones. So these are things that when was this? Towards the end of June, I realized that I really enjoyed drawing pictures. The one thing I did learn and fall in love with in this particular book was my monthly spreads. So I pick a month for the word, or a word for the month, and I put that along the side. And so I enjoyed that. Once again, I had to recreate my year at a glance. I had to recreate my Christmas thing. And again, I didn't use this because I used this till the end of October. Actually, I did use it. I wrote in something here and here and here. One little something in all of them, and that was it. And I really thought this just turned out really pretty. But I couldn't use it just because. And I really was struggling. I didn't know what to draw every day. I was having issues with it. Tried tracking again, still didn't do very well. So, in September, I started actually using this well. Oh yeah, see, here's my new, had to redo July's calendar. I was watching a video somebody else did, and they had chosen a theme, and that's when things started to really click for me. So I chose this great theme of fall, and therefore was coloring, I was doing fall pictures every day, and I had a lot of fun with that. And all of a sudden I was using, this was some of my adventure trying to figure out what a weekly spread would look like for me. This one was kind of fun. So for a while in September, my weekly spreads were actually taking 2 sets of pages to make. But I was enjoying it, and I was coming back to it, and I was really excited about it. By this time, I started working at Hobby Lobby in July. My theme for October was Halloween, and I had a lot of fun in October with my pictures doing Halloween themes. But in my working at Hobby Lobby, I got assigned to work in the paper department, which is super, super exciting. And I found this, which is my current journal. I love the fact that it doesn't have rings to get cut. I love that it's pretty. But what I don't love is, once again, redoing my charts in the middle. Some charts got abandoned because I didn't use them. My Christmas one is actually being filled out because, this is November and December. And so my November spread, and then I put my December spread right after it. I learned that I started watching people do stickers. I love watching people do stickers. I don't know if I'll use them or not. But I saw somebody just put tons of stickers, and it wasn't just the functional things. It wasn't just the fact that I was having an MRI or that the kids have all these 3 red boxes are all kids' concerts we have. So, and I had my birthday on the 1st. I was 29 again. I had my word peace. But I realized that I could decorate the whole thing, and that was so much fun for me. So that's my current month. This was a fail that's hanging out forevermore in my planner. And I started finding my groove with my weekly planners, which I was excited about. So I went through, and November was a lot of fun. A lot of my November ones, I started a Instagram account, and I'm posting stuff there. So I did all those, and then I got into my Christmas. This is one of my favorite weekly spreads. But my problem with this, besides the fact that I have to repeat things, this is today's spread. Every day in December, I'm trying something completely different. It's tons of fun. But my problem okay, so we've done 1 month, and today's the 13th as I'm recording it. So we've done 1 month and a half in this planner, and then back here towards the back there's a little bit being used up, but I'm like halfway through the planner with a month in, and that was frustrating me, is that I'm going through these planners so fast because I like doing a daily spread. Not everybody likes doing a daily spread, and not everybody likes doing all the fun stuff. So some people actually can have a journal like this less than for 2 years. But not me. I'm lucky to get, I can't even get through a whole 3 months. At the back, I have listed all my gratitudes. I love this journal. I love working in it, but like I said, I have to repeat all of my things. So, starting in January, and I'm starting to use it a little bit now, I'm going to the Happy Planner. I didn't like the cover. The cover was like this. I think this was from Happy Notes. I didn't care for it, so I am using the outside. I have other things, and this it was my favorite. And I chose the particular innards that I chose from a Stargazer because it has dot grid right here in the monthly calendar. Excuse my thing. So the really cool thing about the Happy Planner is that things can pull out really easily. I don't know if I can do this like this. So you can pull them out really easily and then just click them back in. So you can reuse your pages somewhere else. So I got this. I like this monthly because I can still do my word along the sides like I was. I can still totally decorate it. But I also am doing what's called Franken planning, which means that this should have a planner page behind it, but I stuck a regular page on it because I still want to do my thing. I drew my own weekly boxes. I may eventually change this. They have a dashboard layout that I've been watching people use that actually may serve me because then I don't have to do this page. So I'm going to be able to bring in some of the aspects that I love from all journals. If I decided to switch calendars, I could just take this out and put it in a new calendar or a new planner. I have a section for journaling. I'm Trekking the Moon, where I can make lists. This is what we do for family night. And if I switch journals, I can move this out. I don't have to remake it, which I'm so stinking excited about. So what was the point of all of this? Because sometimes I get on here and I think I ramble, and I know it's a really long video. The point of all this is that we gotta find what works for us. For me, it's about having that flexibility and freedom to change out to the pages if I want to. It's that I can bring in some structure, but I don't have to have all the structure. Some of the Happy Planner stuff I don't really like just because it is a structure that doesn't quite work for me. But there are so many options out there, and there are ways to change it up and to change things. Find the planner system that's working for you. And if you're a creative person, do something to bring in that creativity, bring in art, bring in photos, bring in stickers, whatever works for you to bring in your creativity into that. For me, I have to tune in every day. What are the 3 most important things that my higher power wants me to do? What are the things in the 8 areas of my life that I tune in and say, okay, what do I have to do for my relationship with God? What do I have to do with my relationship with myself, with my sweetheart, with my family, with my friends and extended family, with my community, with the world, and what do I have to do with my home or the zone that I've chosen for the week? I tune in and ask myself every day and write those things down along with my 3 things. It's finding your personal way of creating the day that you want. What do you need to do today? What are your top 3 things? What kind of things do you want? Find your style. If you're a creative person, bring in that creative. If you're highly intuitive, definitely bring in the intuition. If you're not highly intuitive, I still suggest bringing it in to train yourself to have that intuition. What do I need to do today? Not just the list that you get, but that spiritual connection, that gut feeling kind of, what do I need to do today? I really appreciate you guys being here. I hope that you found value in what I shared today. I'm probably going to share a little bit more with my planners throughout time. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Remember to let your soul shine big, bright, live, and beautiful, and be the incredible you that you were designed to be. And I will see you guys next time.